Very good morning to all of you friends. Today we are going to study about microorganisms. Okay, we have completed useful or beneficial microorganisms. Now in today's video we are going to study about harmful microorganisms. Okay, harmful microorganisms. Now these harmful microorganisms, okay, harmful microorganisms, harmful means they cause certain harm to our body, isn't it? Which can make us suffer. So these harmful microorganisms are basically of two types. One, those microorganisms which can cause diseases, and number two, those microorganisms which can spoil our food. Okay, so there are two types of microorganisms. One which can cause diseases in us. For example, bacteria which can cause pneumonia or tuberculosis or cholera, typhoid, dysentery, etc. You are hearing nowadays about coronavirus. Okay, it is also a virus. It is also harmful, very very harmful virus that can cause COVID-19 disease in human beings. Okay, so there are certain organisms, microorganisms like bacteria, like protozoa, like fungi, like viruses, which can cause different types of diseases in us. Like if you are talking about fungi, then sometimes we suffer from skin eczema or skin diseases, okay, or allergies. So that is caused due to fungi. So the first type of harmful microorganisms are the ones which cause diseases in us. They are also called pathogens or causative organisms. Okay, pathogen means any microorganism which cause any specific disease in our body. Okay, so harmful microorganisms. Second type of harmful microorganisms are those which can spoil the food, like when you keep a bread or a chapati for overnight, okay, or after 1 or 2 days during especially rainy season, you can see that in the chapati or in the bread some fungi grows, isn't it? Some velvety greenish or brownish structure grows, so those are fungi. Sometimes in the leather shoes also you can see some spores are present, or the leather bags, okay, some white spores are present. They are also the harmful microorganisms which can spoil either our food or leather objects, or sometimes clothings also. Okay, so these are harmful microorganisms. Now just now I told you harmful microorganisms, they cause diseases in us, and such kind of diseases are called communicable diseases or infectious diseases. Okay, they cause infection, or they cause lot of problems, or they make our body suffer. So such kind of diseases are called communicable diseases or infectious diseases. Okay, now let us see how these communicable diseases or infectious diseases are transmitted from one person to another. That means from infected person to a healthy person. Okay, so what are the modes of transmission? So modes of transmission in case of communicable diseases. So communicable diseases are such kind of diseases which are transmitted from infected person to a healthy person. Now let us see what are the different modes by the help of which they can be transmitted. The first type of mode are direct contact. Okay, direct contact with the patient. And second type of mode is the indirect contact. So direct contact and indirect contact. Okay, let us see what are the different modes of direct contact by the help of which communicable diseases or infectious diseases are transmitted or transferred from an infected person to a healthy person. Let us see the first type of direct mode of transmission. Mode means way. What are the different ways? Okay, modes means ways. The different ways of transmission. So the first one, direct, we have skin or touch. Okay, suppose any infected person is there, person suffering from skin allergy or eczema. So if we touch, or if any part of our skin comes in contact with that person, infected person, then we will get the disease. So skin or touch. That is why we should not wear clothes of such people who have diseases or itching problems or skin problems, allergies, etc. Okay, or leprosy. So these are the diseases in which the mode of transmission is skin. Okay, these examples are given in the book. Please memorize two examples of diseases in each case. In case of speak or droplet, okay, this is very common nowadays for coronavirus. Now you have seen everybody wearing mask, so that if the person is suffering from the disease, he will not allow the virus to skip from his mouth in the form of small droplets. Actually, when we are speaking, tiny droplets of saliva comes out, and along with that, viruses are also spread in the air. Okay, so that is called droplet infection. Or when we are speaking, sometimes these germs can come out of our body and it will travel through the air, or sometimes as droplets, and it can infect the person, any healthy person standing in front of the infected person. Okay, so droplets like tuberculosis, like common cold. If your friend is having common cold, the next day also you will get common cold if you are sitting beside or talking to the person very closely. Okay, very common in coronavirus case also. So droplet infection. The third type of direct mode of infection is infected syringe. Okay, infected syringe in case of AIDS diseases or rabies. So if a person is having rabies, and if a syringe has been pushed into his body for any medicine, and if that same syringe comes in contact with a healthy person's skin, then the healthy person will also suffer from that particular disease. Okay, so what are the three modes of transmission, direct modes of transmission of communicable diseases? Through the skin, through droplet infection, and through infected syringe. Now let us see what are the different modes of indirect transmission. How indirectly, not by direct, but indirectly, an infected person can transmit the disease to a healthy person. The first one, through contaminated food and water. Contaminated food and water means, suppose during washing the clothes or utensils of the infected person, if the food or the water is contaminated with the germs, the bacteria or the fungi or the virus, then we can have the disease. Okay, so contaminated food and water, like in case of cholera, typhoid, during rainy season you have seen, because of too much flooding of water here and there. Okay, there are chances, or there are many cases in which people are affected with cholera, typhoid, etc. Okay, dysentery, etc. Now, carriers. Okay, carriers. Second mode of indirect contamination. Carriers are those organisms, maybe in the form of insect or small mammals, which can transmit the disease from infected person to a healthy person. For example, malaria. Suppose a person is suffering from malaria, and if a female Anopheles mosquito bites that person and then bites us, then we can also have the disease. So carriers are those organisms, maybe insects or maybe small organisms, which can transmit the disease from infected person to a healthy person. So carriers, like in case of dengue, malaria, chikungunya, etc. Then comes the third mode of indirect mode of transmission, that is personal belongings. That means if the infected person uses any clothing or towel or comb or currency, money, or utensils or bed sheet or clothing. So if you wear the same clothing, infected clothing, or if you use the infected towel, then there is 100% chance that a healthy person can come in contact with that particular disease. Okay, like door handles. So from personal belongings also, infected person can transmit the disease. And the last mode of indirect mode of transmission, that is through dirty hands, okay, or dirty utensils, or fruits and vegetables which are contaminated with germs, etc. So these are the different ways by the help of which mode of transmission can take place. One is the direct mode of transmission, one is the indirect mode of transmission. Okay, once again, in today's video we have covered the two types of harmful microorganisms. Okay, one that causes diseases, and the other that spoils food. Okay, examples of these diseases are given in the book. Please go through two examples of every disease and the causal organism. Okay, and what are pathogens? Disease causing organisms like bacteria, virus, protozoa are called pathogens. What is the function of these pathogens? Why they are so harmful to us? Because they enter into our body, then they multiply. Okay, they take the nutrition from our body, multiply, and then reach every organ of our body and cause suffering. Okay, and make us fall ill. That is equal to disease. Disease means, that means some discomfort in the body. Like in case of coronavirus also, when a virus enters into your body, so it multiplies into several viruses, and then it travels to distant places like the lungs, like the respiratory tract or other organs, and cause harm to us. Okay, so microorganisms are harmful because they cause disease in us, and they also spoils our food. Okay, so in today's video, whatever has been taught, I will upload the summary. Please go through it and write them in your copies. Thank you so much for watching this video.